Hello and welcome to Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, Joe Mauer to Cooperstown. My name is Lewis. You have reached our daily sports recap for January 23rd, Tuesday. Basically, what we do on this channel is just go over basically discussing the sports of the day, the big news items. Try to hit those really quick. Give you some kind of water cooler talk, hopefully, for your day. Hopefully, something that you can enjoy and take with you. Well, as I stated to start off, the elections were made for the 2024 Hall of Fame class of Major League Baseball. And elected in were Joe Mauer, Todd Helton, and Adrian Beltre. At least these are those that were elected by the Baseball Writers Association. Beltre received 95.1% of the vote. Joe Mauer received 76.1% of the vote. Both of those two were on their first year of eligibility. Todd Helton, on his sixth year of eligibility, got 79.7%. They'll also be joined in Cooperstown by Jim Leland, 22 manager, who, if you, at least when I first started watching baseball, was coaching the Pirates and later on the Florida Marlins. So there were some close votes that came along the way. Gary Sheffield's got 63.9% in his last year on the voters ballot. Billy Wagner, the former reliever, definitely spent time with the Mets, so I know his name. He fell just short, 73.8%, which amounted to about 5 votes. Andrew Jones was at 61.6%, the former Atlanta Braves, are one of the opponents of the Mets. That's why I know that name. And Carlos Beltran, another former Met, was at 57.1%, fell short of that 75%. If you don't know about Adrian Beltre, he is one of the few guys ever. In fact, hold on, let me change that. He had the third highest wins above replacement WAR among third basemen of all time. If you are wondering why the name sounds familiar, he played for the Dodgers, he played for the Mariners, he played for the Red Sox, and he played notably for the Texas Rangers. One of only 4 players to ever have over 400 home runs and 3,000 hits, while also getting at least 5 Golden Gloves. And he'll be the 5th Dominican-born player to enter the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Adrian Beltre. Joe Mauer won batting titles in 2006, 2008, and 2009, becoming the only catcher in history to lead his league in batting average on 3 separate occasions. He was a one-time MVP. He had at least 3 Gold Gloves and 3 Silver Sluggers. He played all of his career with the Minnesota Twins. So congratulations to Joe Mauer. And Todd Helton was a career-long Colorado Rocky. He was a .316 lifetime hitter. He ended up his career with over 2,500 hits, 369 home runs, and 1,406 RBIs. And something that was not, I think, sometimes gets forgotten, he had 3 Gold Gloves. And so, congratulations to Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, Joe Mauer, and later on Jim Leland as well, as they will make their way into the Cooperstown Hall of Fame. As far as tennis, I did mention last time that we would at least discuss what was going on with the Australian Open. Right now, see if I can trying to find. I'm sorry, I had a chart up to tell me. So the women's singles are in their quarterfinal rounds, at least on tap for today. Anna Kalinskaya will be facing number 12 Zhang Qinwen of China. That'll come up at 2:15 Eastern Time. For the men's side, number 6 Alexander Zverev will be facing the number 2 seed Carlos Alcaraz, and they'll be facing their in their quarterfinal round at 3:45 in the morning Eastern Time. There'll be some doubles actions going on today as well. As far as what happened yesterday in the other quarterfinal rounds, it won't let me look here. Let's try this one more time. The number 2 seed, Anna Sabalenka, won in straight sets over the number 9 seed, Barbora Krejcikova. Also in the quarterfinals, Diana Yastremska got a 2-set win over Linda Noskova. On the men's side, Daniil Medvedev, the number 3 seed, it took him extra sets, but he was able to get the win over the 9 seed, Hubert Hurkacz, and the number 4 seed, Jannik Sinner, got a 3-set win over the number 5 seed, Andrei Rublev. Now, in hockey, there were some games that went on today. The Ottawa Senators did win on the road in Montreal 4-1 over the Canadiens. The Dallas Stars got a 5-4 victory. They held on. They got their 5 goals in the first 2 periods, allowed 2 goals to the Red Wings. Man, I said it again, the Red Wings in Detroit, but were able to hold on. Stars win 5-4 over Detroit. Tampa Bay Lightning win on the road at the Flyers 6-3. The Vegas Knights 3-2 winners over the Islanders. The Wild get a win at home 5-3 over the Washington Capitals. St. Louis with 2 goals in the third period win at Calgary 4-3. The Blue Jackets lose at the Oilers 4-1, giving up 3 goals in the third period. The Ducks win at home against the Buffalo Sabres 4-2. And in overtime, the San Jose Sharks win at home against the Rangers 3-2. In women's college basketball, one top 25 game, the Connecticut Huskies, the number 8 team in the nation, beat the Marquette Golden Eagles 85-59. Paige Beckers continues her Player of the Year candidacy with 26 points. On a side note, UConn's Caroline Ducharme will sit and be out for the rest of the season. She got hurt earlier this year, got to play start the first 4 games, has been trying to rehab and come back, and it's been decided to just let her rest the rest of the season. So that's on the ladies' side, or on the ladies' side. On the men's side, a couple of upsets to make note of. Number 6 Kentucky loses on the road at South Carolina 79-62. Number 16 Dayton wins in LaSalle 66-54. Another upset here. Number 11 Oklahoma loses at home 75-60 to the Texas Longhorns. Oklahoma drops to 15-4 on the season. The Duke Blue Devils, the number 12 team, win in Louisville 83-69. Wisconsin holds on and gets a couple free throws late to win 61-59 over Minnesota. 17th ranked Creighton team goes and wins at home 85-78 against Xavier. Number 2 Purdue gets a win over Michigan 99-67, and Houston wins in Utah at BYU 75-68. Houston being the 4 seed. Now for our last bit of sports coverage, we're going to talk basketball. Couple notes to make. There was a trade in the NBA. The Miami Heat went and traded for former Celtics guard and Charlotte Hornets guard Terry Rozier. The trade is Terry Rozier going to the Heat. The Hornets get Kyle Lowry and a 2027 first-round pick that's protected and would convert to an unprotected pick in 2028 if it doesn't go across. So, and the things that I read online were that most likely Charlotte will try to either trade Lowry or just give him an outright release. and Terry now gets the chance to play a contender instead of a rebuild. And Terry, having one of his best seasons of his career, is actually up in the top 7, I think it was, at least the last time I looked, the top 7 of NBA voting for All-Stars, as he is averaging 23.2 points currently, as well as 3.9 rebounds and 6 points, almost 7 assists. And he's shooting 46% overall, 36 from 3. In other news, the Cavaliers' Tristan Thompson is suspended for 25 games without pay for violating the anti-drug policy. The league suspects the league says he tested positive for ibutamoren. If I said that right, it's a growth hormone commonly used by bodybuilders and weightlifters for muscle enhancement. So we'll see how that affects the Cavaliers. And in probably the bigger shock in sports, the Milwaukee Bucks went ahead, even though they are the number 2 seed in the East, and before gameplay today, were tied for the second best record in the NBA. They were tied with the Minnesota Timberwolves with the same record, being 3.5 games behind Boston. But they weren't happy enough, and they've let go of first-year coach Adrian Griffin. And as of right now, sources are saying that Milwaukee is in discussions with Doc Rivers to gauge his interest and see if it'll be a fit for them. But in a shock, it was only 43 games into his head coaching career, and the organization just didn't trust him and didn't feel like the team was competing, even though they had a 30-13 record. The key statistic that was being brought up was that the defensive numbers of Milwaukee, having been about the fourth in line in their defensive efficiency last year, they were now looking at 22nd place. So hopefully Adrian's able to find a new position, new job, and best wishes to him. Now, there were only 5 games on the docket for the NBA. First up, we'll talk about the Denver Nuggets improving their record to 31-14 with a 114-109 victory at Indiana. Nikola Jokic pulled out another one of his MVP type performances. 31 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. Jamal Murray also chipped in with 31 points. Also had 8 rebounds and 7 assists. Indiana was led 22 points by Miles Turner. Also got 17 points from T.J. McConnell and 16 points, 10 rebounds from Pascal Siakam. Still waiting for Tyrese Halliburton to come back from injury. Close game, but in the end, Denver wins 114-109. In the battle of the New York teams, the Knicks win in Brooklyn 108-103. The Knicks were led in scoring 30 points each for Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. Julius also chipped in 9 rebounds and 7 assists. For the Nets, they were led in scoring by Mikal Bridges with 36 points. Nick Claxton didn't get his normal double-double, but he did have it with his 8 points. He had 17 rebounds. And Cameron Johnson chipped in 19, but it wasn't enough. Again, 108-103, Knicks pull out the win. The Utah Jazz fell victim to the Pelicans, setting a franchise record for scoring. In New Orleans, the Pelicans score 153 and give up 124. The Pelicans were led in a very balanced effort as they had 7 players in double figures, led by C.J. McCollum's 33. Herbert Jones chipped in 22, 18 points from Brandon Ingram, 17 points and 11 assists from Zion Williamson, 17 points and 12 rebounds from Jonas Valanciunas. Nice balanced effort there. For the Utah Jazz, Colin Sexton, 22 points, 7 assists. Simone Fontecchio, 18 points. Again, not enough. Big win by the Pelicans, 153-124. In the late game, the Battle of L.A., the Clippers hold off the Lakers 127-116. The Lakers were without LeBron James for this game, And so, as much of an effort they could put together, D'Angelo Russell scored 27 points and also had 10 dimes. Anthony Davis, 26 points and 12 boards. Wasn't enough. For the Clippers, 25 points from Kawhi Leonard, who also provided 11 rebounds and 10 assists to rack up a triple-double. James Harden, 23 points, 10 assists. And Paul George chipped in 17. It's just enough. Again, the Clippers hold off the Lakers 127-116. And in the controversial format, Oklahoma City win at home 111-109. Going into the game late, you'll see that later on the Blazers were upset. They tried to call a timeout late in the game. They weren't given a timeout. Chauncey Billups started to argue, received 2 technicals, got kicked out. Free throws were made to tie the game and also to win the game to cause the final score. So be on the lookout. We're here to see what the result is of the protest. But the Portland Trail Blazers, again, lose 111-109. Oklahoma City was led in scoring by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 33 points and 10 assists. Jalen Williams, who got the last 2 points on free throws, finished with 19. For Portland, a balanced effort of 6 players in double digits. 19 points for Scoot Henderson, 18 points from Malcolm Brogdon with 7 assists. They also got 18 points from Jeremy Grant. Jabari Walker with a double-double of 14 points and 13 rebounds. Again, not enough, at least as of right now. Oklahoma City 111, Portland 109. Those are your basketball scores for today. And guess what? That is the end of your sports recap for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch a video. Hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until the next time, we'll see you later.